Hello everyone. My name's Soup. You can call me Harper. Or the other way around. My name's Harper. You can call me Soup. My friend Leebos, she made a wonderful tier list video of all of her 5-star reads. I think she had like 20, precisely 92 5-star reads of this year. She reads so many more books than I do. But I thought it was a cute video. I loved it so much. I'm gonna link it in the description below. And I thought I would do my own little tier list of my 5-star reads of last year. So clear, obviously she has like a bit more than I do. This video is like very inspired by hers. I even like took the liberty of taking all of her categories. I thought they were really cute, and I don't know. I think it's a lot funner to do a tier list like this. Anyway, let's just get into it. So first book is Sunrise on the Reaping, and this book like got me back into reading. Like I had been on a reading slump for probably a decade at that point. Like ever since I got out of middle school, I had read, and before then I read like all day, every day, constantly. So Sunrise on the Reaping is a very good book. I don't know if I'd put it in pervert tier. I don't know if I'd put it in women. I think I'd put it in either it's lit or I'd recommend it. I think I'm gonna keep it in I'd recommend it right now, but I really want to bump it up to it's lit. Oh fuck. I'll think about that. We might come back to that later. Okay. House of Open Wounds is by my favorite author, Adrian Tchaikovsky, and it's the second book of the Tyrant Philosophers series, but supposedly he says you can read each one of them without having read the others. I don't know how true that is. I did actually skip this book originally, which is kind of funny. I went straight from the first one to the third one because I had, been told that you didn't need to read them in any particular order, which I feel is a little bit bullshit. If you're going to like read all of them, then you should probably read them in order. But like, if you're just gonna read one or two of them, then yeah, I highly recommend like seeing if you can pick up House of Open Wounds, because it's really good. The first book is a little like dense, but House of Open Wounds focuses on my favorite character Yasnik, and we're putting it in pervert here. Next up, Harrow the Ninth. I think this is like the most unique book I've ever. I don't know. It's really hard. It's so unique because half the book is told in second person, and the other half is told in. Oh no! Now I'm gonna look stupid. I think it's in first person. It's been a while. Yeah. Even just outside of that, like the writing is beautiful. So, like, if you haven't read the Locked Tomb series, go read Gideon the Ninth, and then get ready to be confused as fuck and read Harrow. And it doesn't. Don't like just worry. Don't worry about it. Just keep reading. Keep going until the end. And if you don't understand it, read it again because it's that fucking good. Pervert here. R of Kuang, Katabasis. Women. We love Alice Law. She's such a fucking disaster. I thought it was so interesting to see like how like the internalized misogyny she suffered through and like how she had to fight through like the academics and stuff. I know some people really didn't like this book. They thought it was like tedious or too academic or not academic enough, or like they didn't like Alice and Peter's character. They didn't like the romance. I don't fucking care about any of that shit. I thought it was brilliant, amazing. Like Peter was a bit of a less of a character than I thought he would be, but I didn't really mind that. Like I'm more cared about Alice. I was really drawn into her psyche, and I wanted to like know so much about her. Like there's a part in halfway through the book where she makes a decision, and you're like, oh, wow, I did not expect that even from you. Like it was very interesting to like be in the side of a protagonist's head that like you really don't like you can empathize with her, but she also makes like a lot of really bad choices. It's very interesting. Captive in the Underworld. This should go in like pervert tier because it's a very smutty book. Like I think the first 60% is like very heavy on smut. But I'm gonna put it in British women slop because Persephone and Hades, they're like British by they're spiritually British. Like yeah, they're spiritually British. I don't have to explain myself. Lives of Bitter Rain, British Woman Slop. No, I think it's really tough. Like, I really love Gil. She's one of my favorite characters. She is in the third book, the one that I skipped to, Past House of Open Wounds. The reason I skipped to that is because I read the back about Gil and Lorette, and I thought they were gonna like be in love with each other, and I was like, oh, lesbians. I'm skipping to that book. Turns out Lorette is gay. Minor spoilers. It's like one sentence in one of the first chapters about her sleeping with a local girl. But Gil is very much heterosexual. So I think I'd put in sometimes the 5 stars are the headcanons we made along the way. Also because there's a character in this book that is unnamed, but I think that it's a character from House of Open Wounds. And if it is, then that's really cool. So I think that qualifies as a headcanon. Anyway. Oops, I haven't been updating. Camp Damascus. Now this, I had known about Chuck Tingle before from like his such classics as like Trans Wizard Harriet Porber. I still need to read that one. It looks really funny. But this just blew me out of the water. I think this is like kind of, I've read Harrow and Gideon and Nona before, and they're kind of horror themed. Like there's a lot of gore and stuff in them. But this is like the first thriller horror, like proper horror thriller that I've actually read. And it was very good. Like I really identified with the main character's experience, like discovering yourself as a queer woman, and like just the religion, like in the it's been a while since I read this. The religion in the fucking she is raised in and indoctrinated in, like it's so very clearly modeled off the Mormon church, like the way they talk about prophet and like the prophet with an F, and like how much money focused they are. Like they run the church like a business, and they're proud about the fact that they run the church like a business, and that reflects the attitudes that I grew up around Mormons when I was growing, up as a kid, in a highly repressed, highly religious, compulsory heterosexuality environment. It was very, very like a gut punch, and I loved how they explored like religion. I loved how like the main character never really falls back into it, but she doesn't shut herself off from it completely either. I think that was really a good choice. So I'm gonna put. I have not been thinking about where I'd put this. I think I'd put in Camp Damascus in It's Lit. It's like very good. I love this a lot. Hell Followed With Us. I didn't know this was a young adult novel until after I had finished writing it. And that's not to say anything about the quality of young adult novels. It's just that like this was like dealt with a lot of very serious topics and issues in a very adult but mature, like not adult, mature way. Like it was I loved it. This was really great. It's like about a trans boy living in the post-apocalyptic world. And he's raised by like the cult leaders, the cultists who had brought about the apocalypse, and he's implanted with a bioweapon that they need to finish out destroying the world. And so the book is all about like trying to keep the bioweapon out of their hands and like come to terms with identity and queerness and homosexuality and stuff like that. It's really cute. It's really fun. Really gory, really body horror-y, which I'm not a huge fan of. There was one part involving a tooth. If you've read it, I had to skip past that part. I'm sorry. But I would recommend it. I'd recommend it. And last but not least, this one's a bit of a cheeky one, because I read this January. I finished reading it like January 3rd, I think. But like 3 days after the New Year, just still fucking counts. Don't at me, whatever. And if I include it on the 5-star list for 2026 too, don't at me, whatever. In the Dream House. This was the second memoir autobiography I read. The first one was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. That was very good. I'm starting to think I need to read more memoirs and autobiographies, because In the Dream House was like probably one of the best books I've read of last year. Like it was harrowing. It was like so sad. I cried multiple times. It was hopeful. The way she like didn't tell the story like linearly. It's a memoir about like a woman going through a domestic abuse relationship with another woman, and it analyzes like how queer history and queer abuse is erased, and simply not recorded, and if it is recorded, then it's usually like hidden away and hard to find, and like discusses like how queer people talk about the abuse we face from the inside of the community and stuff like that. And it had a lot of insight that I thought was really interesting. So I'm gonna put this in It's Lit because the other two tiers above that feel disrespectful. uh but yeah, so maybe I'll do this for all the books I read last year because I only have like 33 as opposed to Leebos' like 100 something. Uh, and you know, like I said, check out Leebos' video. It was really good. It was a huge inspiration. Hope maybe I might do more book content and stuff. And follow me on Storygraph if you want because I'm hoping to read a lot more this year. And maybe we can like recommend books to each other and stuff. Anyway, have a good one. See you all later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.